Welcome back, everybody. Todd Huey here with Lone Star Boars, Huey Outdoors. We're going to talk about electric bikes today, specifically my newest one, the Gotrax Everest. But before we do, guys, make sure, if you're not, subscribe to the channel. 2, like the videos. Liking the videos is like giving the middle finger to all these PETA goofballs that are commenting. And speaking of commenting, if you haven't been watching the shorts, the regular videos, we get our normal subscribers mostly, but on the shorts, YouTube's actually pushing it out to the world. You have to go read the comments on these shorts that we've been putting out lately. They are glorious. Get in there and make fun and shame these idiots and their comments. It has become a favorite pastime of mine. I'm gonna have to make a video just of shaming these people and their stupid comments. You will not regret it. Go read the comments. You actually may regret it because you're going to realize how stupid a large portion of the world is, but it's still fun. All right, back to the videos here. This, again, is the Gotrax Everest. It is my newest electric bike. I've fallen in love with these things. I enjoy riding them. This is not going to be, you'll find plenty of videos on these bikes going and ripping up the trails and jumping stuff. I don't use them for that. I use them strictly for hunting. Now, I've jumped them and I've done some stuff, but what I have these for and what this video is going to be for is talking about hunting hogs or almost anything with these and the advantages to them. I'm not buying electric bikes because I buy into the green whatever, because I think these are way dirtier than any gas-powered engine. I think the lithium mines and the lithium batteries are going to be terrible for the environment. We power all these, at least here, by coal power plants. That's how we charge them. I mean, if you believe in unicorn farts and sprinkles and rainbows and all that stuff, that's fine, but I'm not buying into it. I am a performance person and I chose electric bikes for one reason. They are quiet and I can get up and I can kill things better with them. And that's what we're going to talk about here. I can take an electric bike, sneak up on pigs in the middle of the day or night, go down a cow trail, get in between trees, go places I can't even make it on a four-wheeler, and do it with relatively silence. Now, I've already taught, this is the Gotrax Everest. This is what the video is going to be about. This is my baby. This is a Stormbee, a Sur-Ron Stormbee. It's a full-size dirt bike, does 70 miles per hour, full-size dirt bike suspension. It is badass. This is my first electric bike ever. This is also a Sur-Ron. This was an X, or like they call it, a Light B. It's on a mountain bike, basically a mountain bike frame with mountain bike suspension. Doesn't have pedals or anything like that. And then over here, this is an Aventon. I actually got this to ride trails around in town, but I ended up, because this one has a direct drive motor in the back, it is so quiet, I ended up using it for hunting. Now, it won't go over the rough stuff. If I'm on a property that has good roads, I ride this, but riding it across a trail really beats the bike to death and beats me to death, and it's not enjoyable. But if you have a property that has good roads, good trails, this is a very quiet option here. Back to my first bike, the reason I have a second and third bike is this one. One, I'm 6 foot tall. I'm usually 210 to 220 pounds. It's a little bit small for me. And the seat, I have a different seat on here. I've tried multiple things. I've done bike shorts, padded bike shorts, gel pads, everything. This thing beats my ass. My ass is sore and on fire after just riding it for just a few hours. I feel like what I imagine Jesse Smollett does after he's been in prison, but he enjoys it and I do not. So I took this one, I kept this one, and I was gonna keep it as a loaner bike for whoever shows up. You know, if your ass gets beat, you should have brought your own bike, but at least you have a bike to ride. And I got this one. This one is awesome, but it weighs 280 pounds versus that one weighs 120 pounds. So it's heavy, it's tall, it's once I get all loaded up with the helmet and everything, especially if I'm hunting at night, a chest rig, because I'm going to be gone for hours, so I need extra magazines, water, batteries, cameras, stuff like that. This one, getting on and off of it can be a problem. And even though it's more powerful, I'm cruising around at 10 miles per hour or less. All of these, if you get over 10 miles per hour, the engines make kind of a whine. I try to stay under 10 miles per hour because they're quiet and I'm trying to be sneaky. But this one's so heavy, if you're keeping it that slow, when I get in the mud and the muck, it gets stuck. Even with the traction control, the tire the traction control works. It stops spinning the wheel, you get stuck. You don't turn on the traction control, it just spins and it makes a lot of noise, big whine. I've had a problem with that. Other than that, this thing is awesome. Now this one, we got a local bike shop here. That's where I do get all my bike repairs. He does electric bikes and all of that kind of type of thing. And he knows that I like using it. He actually hunts as well off of his. It's Bike Labs, Texas in Mansfield, Texas. And he sent me a picture of this one and said, man, we started carrying these. I think you'd really like it. If you're interested, I have a demo that you can get. And I was like, okay. I saw the picture. Well, in the picture, obviously there was nothing to scale. I thought it was going to be a full-size dirt bike. Super excited. He tells me the specs. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take it. I'll be up there to get it. I go to pick it up, and when I picked it up, I'm not going to lie, I was disappointed. I saw it. It's not as small as this, but it's not as big as this. It's in between. It's kind of where the Sur-Ron Ultra is in size, maybe even a little bit bigger than the Ultra, but still smaller than what I wanted. I was disappointed, but I'd already told him I'd get it and try it out and talk about it. I'm like, well, it'll be good content for the channel, and then I'll have a more comfortable loaner bike. Or actually, if somebody comes and collabs, I have 3 bikes now. Go to a ranch and the owners want to go, or somebody invites me out, another channel, something, we can ride the bike. So went ahead, picked it up, took it out. Spoiler alert, this now has replaced my Storm B as my favorite bike. I would have never thought it in a million years. And here's why. It still has, it's not a mountain bike suspension. It is a dirt bike suspension. It is smaller, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It weighs 180 pounds. It's easier for me to get on and off because it's not as tall. It has a wider seat. So both of these I can ride for days on end, and my ass does not feel like it's been pounded in federal penitentiary. They're both comfortable. But the real kicker for this, the thing that sold me on it, is this thing is super quiet. It is a direct drive. The only other one of these that's a direct drive is the pedal bike over here. It's a rear hub direct drive as well. There's no extra belt. You have the chain on both of them to go to the rear wheel, and for that one to the pedals, and this one has a chain to the rear wheel, but the actual motor just goes to that sprocket. It's a direct drive. Where on this one has a gearbox and a chain, this one has a chain and then another chain. This one actually, straight out of the box when I got it, had 2 belts, which are quieter than the chains, but they were breaking every trip or every other trip because I get into the mud, I get back in the sand, mud, sticks, and I kept getting stranded, and I had to change it over to chains so that I could get where I need to go. This bike, even though it has a chain with the direct drive, is quieter than this one ever was with both belts. I can't believe it. It has more power. This one obviously has the biggest engine, will go 70 miles per hour. This one I've tested on GPS. I got it up to 54 miles per hour. This one will go 40, 45 miles per hour. If you just cruise around, they say this one has a 70, 80 mile range. I don't get that much, but it's still decent range. I can go for hours at a time. This one they say has a 50 mile range. I've not reached that yet, but I have also not run out of battery. Again, I'm averaging 10 miles per hour wherever I go, going through cow trails. This was a demo. When I got it, it had been sitting with a dead battery for 2 months. I think the battery's damaged because I'm getting lower than what I should be faster. So I think they're gonna replace it under warranty, and then I'll be able to give you a more accurate range. But even with the damaged battery, I'm still able to go most of the day. I go back and charge it, and I haven't had any troubles on it. And this has become my go-to bike. This one, the weight rating for it is 352 pounds. This one's only 220 pounds. 220 pounds, I have no idea what the bike is. So this one has the highest weight rating. So when I'm going out, you know, I'm going to carry a chest rig with ammunition, cameras, water, batteries, all kind of stuff. I put the saddlebags on here. And me being 210 to 220 most of the time, you know, that all adds up. The amazing thing on this is the performance off-road. Whereas this one, like I was telling you, even though it has traction control, when I'm going slow, it's so heavy, it's getting bogged down in the mud and stuff and getting stuck or having to spin the tires. This one, with the traction control on, I'm just creeping along. I can go through the same spot that I was having trouble with this with no issues. Now, I've got it stuck a couple times. I get in some pretty bad areas, but nothing that, like I said, 9 times out of 10 that this one would get stuck, this one has just cruised through. In fact, you'll see the video here. One of the ranch owners where I went out and hunt, his son has a Storm Bee, and we went out hunting together. Not only does this thing sound like a Tiger tank coming compared to this, but he could not keep up. It was just cutting through the trails like a hot knife through butter. He was having to get off the bike, push it, having all kind of troubles, and it was some pretty nasty stuff. But this thing, unbelievably, at least in mud and muck, outperformed. Now this one will go fast, like I said, this will go 70 miles per hour. I'm sure it'll do better on jumps and stuff like that. But again, we're not talking about that here. We're talking about getting back on these cow trails and back going through the woods. I was at slow speed. This one is going to get me, so far has got me farther than this ever would, or either one of these others. It does have a light on the front here. I don't know if you can see it. I've covered it with tape because it doesn't turn off. You have just the low beam that's on all the time, and then you can do high beam. I'm going to get a switch for that. I'll probably switch it to an infrared light. It has battery regen that you can turn on and off, and what that does when you're using your brakes, going down hills and stuff, it actually regens the battery, gives you a little bit longer range. It has 3 gears. First is your economy, second mid-range, third is your full power, you know, get out and do a wheelie if you want to. The traction control, you can turn it off into what they call I think it's the entertainment mode, and you can spin the tire and do donuts and all that stuff if you want to do it. But the traction control, I leave it on most of the time on this one because it works great. Fully adjustable suspension. Haven't had any problem. The tires, I think they're Kendra tires that it comes with. It does everything that I need. What else is there? I don't think, I need to switch out this. I get muddy, even if I'm not spinning the tires with the traction control, the rear fender, it's just not enough. I get covered in mud no matter what. I need a bigger one like this. Same thing happened on this smaller bike. I had to switch it out for another one. So that is something that I will upgrade. I will get taller handlebars, me being 6 foot tall, especially with the helmet on, with night vision. These handlebars are a little bit down low, and when I'm leaning over, your neck's gonna get tired from holding the weight of the night vision and the helmet up and the chest rig and the rifle and all that stuff. I got riser bars. Those are riser bars on that bike. So I'll rise this one up a couple inches and that'll fix that problem. But anyway, totally surprised by this thing. I didn't think, I thought it would be a loaner bike, and it's basically my go-to bike now. This one at Bike Labs, Texas, brand new, non-demo, is $5,800. You can find these are going to be between $9,000 to $12,000 for a Storm Bee. These are going for about $5,000 now. If you prefer, this one's 120 pounds, 180 pounds, 280 pounds. If you prefer this, the lighter bike, which I could see why some people would, it has a smaller motor. Gotrax does have one called the K2. I may get one of those to try out. I don't know, but less battery, but lighter weight. You're able to, if you're doing the bike trails and stuff like that, like mountain bike trails, or going out wanting to you can throw the bike around more. That may be more your speed, the K2 version of this. For me, I preferred the higher weight rating because I'm going to carry stuff. And again, I weigh, 200 plus pounds and I'm carrying gear. The K2 version of this, I think this one's $5,800. The one that's equivalent to this is, I think, $4,500 or $4,800. They also have a pedal bike. I may try that out. It's actually a hunting bike, fat tire, and has a trailer that you can carry behind it, which interests me. So we'll see about that. But as of today, this is my go-to hunting bike. If I'm just gonna thrash the trails, this is king of the hill. But for hunting, which this is all about, this is it. Guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. As always, comment. Comments help us, even if it's just, nice. One word, or hell, one letter, just a period, helps out the channel tremendously with the algorithms at YouTube.